At a railway station in a city, there lived a beggar. He survived by begging from passengers traveling on trains. One day, while begging, he saw a well-dressed, tall man. The beggar thought, "This man looks wealthy. If I ask him for alms, he will surely give me a good amount of money." He approached the man and asked for alms. The man looked at him and said, "You are always asking. But have you ever given anything to anyone?" The beggar replied, "Sir, I am just a beggar. I always ask from people. I am in no position to give anything to anyone." The man said, "If you cannot give anything to others, then you have no right to ask either. I am a businessman, and I believe in give and take. If you have something to offer me, only then can I give you something in return." Saying this, the man boarded the train and left. The beggar was deeply affected by his words. He thought, "Maybe the reason I don't receive much in alms is that I never give anything in return, but I am just a beggar. What do I have to give?" 2 days passed as he pondered this question. On the third day, while sitting near the station, he noticed some flowers blooming on the nearby plants. He thought, "Why don't I give people flowers in exchange for alms?" He liked the idea and picked a few flowers. That day, when he went to beg on the train, he began giving flowers to people who gave him alms. The passengers happily accepted the flowers and kept them. From then on, he plucked flowers daily and distributed them in exchange for alms. Within a few days, he noticed that more people had started giving him money. Now, he would gather all the flowers near the station, and as long as he had flowers, he received generous alms. But once the flowers were gone, people stopped giving him money. This routine continued for several days. One day, while begging on the train, he saw the same well-dressed man again, the one who had inspired him to give something in return. The beggar immediately approached him and said, "Today, I have something to offer you. If you give me alms, I will give you some flowers in return." The man smiled and handed him some money. In return, the beggar gave him flowers. The man was pleased and said, "Wow, look at that. You have become a businessman like me." Saying this, he took the flowers and got off at his station. Once again, his words deeply touched the beggar. He kept thinking about what the man had said and felt a surge of happiness. His eyes sparkled with excitement as if he had found the key to success. Looking up at the sky, he loudly declared, "I am not a beggar. I am a businessman. I can also become rich." People who saw him thought he had gone mad. But from the next day onwards, the beggar was never seen at that station again. 6 months later, at the same railway station, 2 well-dressed men were traveling on the train. When they saw each other, one of them extended his hand and asked, "Do you recognize me?" The other man replied, "No, I don't think we have met before." The first man smiled and said, "Think again. This is not our first meeting, it's our third." The second man was puzzled. "I don't remember. When did we meet before?" The first man chuckled and said, "We have met twice before, right here on this train. I am the same beggar to whom you once explained what I should do with my life, and in our second meeting you told me who I really am." The second man was astonished. "Oh, now I remember. You were the beggar to whom I once refused to give alms. And the second time I bought flowers from you, but today you are dressed in a suit. Where are you headed, and what do you do now?" The first man replied, "Yes, I was once a beggar, but today I am a successful flower businessman traveling to another city for work." After a brief pause, he continued, "In our first meeting, you taught me a fundamental rule of life. We only receive when we give. The principle of give and take truly works. I have experienced it firsthand. However, I always considered myself a beggar and never thought beyond that. But in our second meeting, you made me realize that I had already become a businessman. That's when I finally understood why people were giving me so much money, not out of charity, but as payment for the flowers I was offering. People saw me as a small businessman, but I still saw myself as a beggar. It was only after your words that I understood my true worth. With the money I earned by distributing flowers, I invested in more flowers and started my own flower business. The people here love flowers, and their demand has made me a successful entrepreneur." Both men smiled and got off the train together, discussing their businesses as they walked ahead. This story teaches us an important lesson. The well-dressed businessman understood the principle of give and take very well, a principle followed by all great entrepreneurs. He shared this wisdom with the beggar, who applied it and saw a remarkable transformation in his life. By changing his mindset, the beggar changed his life. The story tells us that our thoughts shape our reality. If we think small, we remain small. But if we think big, we grow and succeed. Success lies within our thoughts. When we believe in ourselves, expand our mindset, and recognize our true worth, we unlock the doors to endless possibilities.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and comment down.